was one shot. What? And this was a rifle? Like a .22 rifle? Or what?
It's a .22.
It's a .22.
It's a .22 semi-automatic. He started taunting me. He goes, "Oh, look at you. I dare you." Well, I done it. I shot once, so I couldn't believe it after I'd done it.
And Todd, for the second time, Rodney Heemstra is in a courtroom fighting a murder charge. And behind him is his family. On the other side of the courtroom is the victim's family. And today the jury hears two sides of why Heemstra shot and killed Tom Lyon.
You're defined by your land. You got plenty.
Yeah.
You're important.
Yeah. The more, yeah.
But it's better if it's paid for.
Yeah.
You can have plenty, but not paid.
But if your neighbor doesn't know that.
Land really, in one sense, is a commodity, like corn and soybeans. It gets traded, it gets sold, it gets bought, and people own it or control it.
Well, I guess land would be a farm. I don't know how you, it'd be something that you, as a farmer, that you're going to generate some revenue off of. Land also is maybe, to me, it might be a retirement asset if I can acquire it.
Wide open spaces. And I could walk up into the timber and see the birds, and of course you can do that in town too. You can search out things, you know.
Oh, knee-high to a grasshopper. I've been out riding with my grandpa or my dad in the tractor and combine. And
people in the city don't know what land is. I mean, yeah, they do. I mean, they pave it over and, you know, and build buildings on it that you can't see the tops of. And land is dirt under your fingernails, and, you know, if you're into animals, it's manure on your boots, and it's being out living where there are very few neighbors anymore, and yet knowing that there's a connection with the land that very few other people have.
Is this the tax credits for Iowa? Is this what's going? Hi, Adam.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
I want you to know this film is not costing the state of Iowa a dime.
Well, I was going to say, you know, they're watching people like you.
Yeah.
Go on in. I got to bring these in another.
Not to the,
maybe not locally,
not to the degree that the Rodney Heemstra murder trial situation a few years ago, but I would imagine there's at least some hard feelings around.
We all live in such a small community that we all know pretty much everybody's business, and therefore sometimes it might keep you back from acquiring maybe more land or more property because of the connection with the community and the relationship you have with your neighbors. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think urban America knows what rural America is really like, and I don't think that gap is ever going to go away because they just don't understand it.
It's going to get bigger.
Yes. They haven't figured it out either. There is so much change. We are always figuring it out. Don't kid yourself.
yeah, I would. Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, I've always kind of said it's the longest profession. There's been somebody farming since day one, because you gotta eat, and I think there's something kind of noble in that, I guess, or whatnot. I'd like my kids to be able to do it.
Well, Rodney Heemster described that day for the jury as he said there was a lot of tension between him and Tom Lyon over that land deal. Heemster says he tried to avoid Lyon in any type of altercation before it escalated to the point that it did in January of 2003.
Farmers are very serious about what they do. This is their way of life, and this is the way they earn a living.
Before, land was more than just value. It was an art form. If you lived on the land, it was a certain art that you practiced. Like they say doctors practice medicine. Well, farmers practiced farming. And then we lost that and became strictly a business. And, you know, we're the poorer for it.
He was going to make damn sure that I didn't end up with that farm.
Rodney Heemster says he believed that by his threats, Tom Lyon intended to harm him in some way to prevent him from buying farmland Lyon was renting at the time.
Well, it's pretty personal because there's more than a dollar value on land. There's a lot of people that have to have it, feel like they have to have it, and there's two guys that feel that a piece of ground is important. If there's hard feelings, and if somebody stews about it, it could escalate into a feud. Whether it's usually not violence, but there could be any matter of on a small scale revenge. Just over the land, it's important. We can't farm without it.
I told both of them that the farms will always be here, but you find what you want to do first, because you can always come back and farm. Farming is something that, if it doesn't, pardon the expression, but if it doesn't ooze from your armpits, you shouldn't be in farming. You have to love it, and you have to breathe it, and it's because if you don't, it isn't any fun.
That's good. And I think maybe that's, you know, even no matter if you never come back to the farm, you'll still have ownership in that place where you grew up on, or where your last part of your growing up was at. You know, you always have that. And no matter if somebody else is living in the house or not, you'll always have that.
And I mean, this isn't like I want to cry over this. I'm just really stressed out about just my life.
Even though it had to happen, we're the poorer for it. Places disappear all the time, and with places disappearing, that means people disappeared, and so many of our young people, or all of our young people, go to college and don't come home. So, but that's part of rural America.
Anybody can, you know, kill him, shoot him between the eyes and drag him down the road, he ought to get the same thing.
And he went over there that day, in my opinion, with the intent to intimidate Tom with a gun. And Tom didn't back down. He didn't back down, so he went down.
I'd just soon keep it in the family, but if not, we'll do something different. I won't have to worry about it. I'll be dead when I'm not farming.
Well, then you quit worrying.
Oh yeah, when I die, I'll quit worrying.